We just moved in here.
Gotcha. How long have you guys lived here?
I'm sorry?
How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay.
That's why the neighbors don't know us.
Gotcha.
Like, hi, neighbor, sorry.
Now for what's tipping the scales in the case against cult mom, Lori Vallow Daybell. Guess what? She has sat down with NBC Dateline's Keith Morrison for her first one-on-one interview. Lori speaking out about her innocence while currently standing trial for her ex-husband's murder. Here's a preview.
How could you possibly think that Chad would be exonerated after what happened?
The same way I will be exonerated. We will both be exonerated in the future.
Because?
I have seen things in the future that Jesus showed me when I was in heaven. And we were not in jail. And we were not in prison. And they were still in the future.
Oh, my. So will this interview tip the scales of justice ahead of her trial? Remember, she's got a trial date of March 31st. And that is when they're going to start picking that jury. And remember, she's representing herself in that case. Let's bring in our guest analyst, South Carolina solicitor Kevin Brackett, on the program this morning. Oh, Kevin, what do you think? We got a pro se defendant here. It's a homicide case, as serious as it gets. As you know, she's already been convicted of doing 3 murders. And now she thinks it's a good idea to do a sit-down interview with Keith Morrison. Your reaction?
Well, what has she got to lose, Julie? I mean, she's doing life. So why not just go out with a bang? You know, I'll say this, as a prosecutor, some of the most painful cases I've had to prosecute were against pro se defendants because they don't know the rules of evidence. They don't know the rules of procedure. They just stand up and do whatever they want. It's very frustrating as a prosecutor to see them doing things that you know they're not allowed to do. And really, there's not much that anybody can do about it. So that's on the one hand. On the other hand, the best war stories I have are from pro se cases. So that hopefully is some comfort to the prosecutors. They're probably going to walk out of this trial with a bunch of war stories. If they have a strong case, it doesn't matter what she does. It's really not going to matter. Jurors will see her for what she is. I wonder if the judge is appointing a standby counsel, though, in case she really starts to go off the rails.
Yes.
You know, defendants can be removed from court by the judge if they start really misbehaving. The sanctity of the proceedings is paramount, and they can actually remove the defendant from the courtroom. But in a pro se case, that's pretty tough if there's nobody in there for them. So
Right.
I don't know whether there's standby counsel. That would be something I'd be concerned about if I was the prosecutor, just so that if that did happen, at least somebody's in the courtroom
Yes.
to make objections and look out.
There is standby counsel on her case, so we do know that. Fortunately, as you pointed out, Kevin, right? Boy, oh boy, she's something else. I mean, she really thinks she's equipped to try this case. I have a clip for you, Kevin, on one of her recent hearings where she talks about studying the law.
Can you just tell me a little bit why you want to represent yourself?
Yes, Your Honor, for the past 5 years that I've been incarcerated, I have taken upon myself to study case law and criminal rules of procedure in the state of Idaho and Arizona, as well as federally. Prior to that, for the last 10 years, prior to my incarceration, I did study procedure in family law, and I have real trial experience. I have participated in 3 different full trials from beginning to end.
Oh, somebody give her a bar card, huh, Kevin?
Yeah.
She's ready to go, isn't she? What do you think?
Yeah, you know, a lot of lawyers spend 3 years in law school studying it, but I don't trust them to handle a murder case
Right.
straight out of law school. You know, you're going to start with some DUIs and kind of work your way up from there. This isn't going to be a situation where you're walking in trying a murder case out the gate. And again, I don't think she'll follow the rules because she doesn't really have to. And what's the judge going to do? Hold her in contempt? I mean, she's already doing life. So what, you know, there's really no rails up on this thing. And of course, she's already convinced she's going to be acquitted because she's seen it in a vision. But I saw your clip earlier, Julie, and I would refer the lady to the book of Romans, which says, "Beware the magistrate, for he does not bear the sword in vain."
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Kevin. Yeah, hopefully she's reading that piece of scripture there. My goodness, I'm having visions of her staying in prison forever. You know, this woman, she's so lucky. She's so lucky she didn't get the death penalty in Idaho. I mean, really, and that was as you know, Kevin, that was a screw up with those prosecutors and their handling of it, and the judge giving them a slap on the wrist and sanctioning them essentially. And she's lucky. She's lucky. It's life. Do you think she's going to testify? Do you think we'll see her in this trial get up there?
She probably will, because, I mean, she's already testified to Dateline in some respects, and I don't know whether the state will get a copy of that to cross-examine her with if she gave an accounting of what took place. But, you know, having every prior statement she's made, I think they're entitled to use that to question her and see whether there's any inconsistencies. But I don't see why she wouldn't testify. Mm-hmm. Of course, she'll probably be testifying throughout the entire trial through her questions and comments that she makes while she's standing up on cross-examination. So, you know, maybe she feel like she got it all out through her questions, but who knows?
Right. Yeah, we know she loves to be the center of attention, that's for sure. And we're not forgetting about Charles Vallow, the victim on this case, a wonderful husband that she had. He's got a wonderful family. Everybody hoping and praying for justice for him. Again, March 31st is the date. And Kevin Brackett, we're going to look forward to more analysis with you as that big day approaches. Thank you for making time for us today. It's been such a treat having you on.